Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, March 7th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi. Hello. Off camera today, giving myself just a little break because I am feeling exhausted. It's in the cards. So let's dig in. Let's dig in to the astro for Thursday. Like I said, as the week goes, the astro is going to kind of heat up and up. We got some little clearing energy for this. While today is not this day, I definitely see, little pieces of it showing up in the world. And today someone asked me, they were like, okay, so these things are selling off stock. What does this mean astrologically? And I feel like it's less meaning something astrologically, although it has its place. And it's more creating fear waves in people. And one of our biggest lessons this year and ongoing is not getting caught up in fear waves, not getting caught up in other people's mind fields, whether they're being created intentionally or unintentionally. We are all affected by the mental vibration of things. And one of the biggest and best things we each can do is empower our own mind fields, empower our own vibrational fields. So just keep that in mind over the next few days as some energies kick up a little bit. Today we have the moon in Aquarius. Making our own personal antennas. I see all of us as walking antennas, walking satellite dishes, picking up signals. And we all have our own version of antenna. Some of us have bug antennas. Some of us are satellite dishes. Some of us are really tall antennas. We all have our own version. They're even the bunny ear versions too, So that's what a bunny ear looks like when it's moving. So in antenna news, we have a square with Jupiter. Moon in Aquarius square Jupiter in Taurus. We've had several Aquarius, Taurus squares lately. So you're probably used to me talking a little bit about this, how Aquarius sees the future, it sees the vision, and it wants to get there, and it has solutions to get there, and it wants to innovate to get there. And then we have Taurus, and Taurus is slow and steady wins the race. Taurus knows that every step getting there is important. And so we have a square in this where there's one part that wants to get there already, and the other part's it's going to take the time it takes, and you want it to take its full time. So watch today where you feel some energies around that, feeling impatient, wanting to get there, wanting to skip crucial steps. The universe has a plan, and the best thing each and any one of us can do is get on board with the plan. Be willing to be part of the plan. Be willing to be receptive to the plan. Be willing, period. And trust in the divine timing. That's part of Pisces, that ability to float and flow with everything. So watch for that. Watch for the impatience. Also watch for where you may be feeling a little puny, where you may be feeling I don't know what my place in all these things is. Shouldn't I be further along? Shouldn't I be there yet? Any and all of that can show up too with this Moon-Jupiter square. Now this is all coming off of Moon-Pluto. Very close to this recording. This is probably why I'm feeling so tired. We got some Moon-Pluto stuff going on. We have Moon conjunct Pluto. And so we're still going to be coming down from that energy. So watch for that. Watch for those puny pieces being a part of this Moon-Jupiter square. I have a little cow panther in here who's looking for her way to jump up here. I don't think she's going to do it, but she's contemplating it if we get a sudden cow panther sighting. Speaking of intense energies, we're also going to have Moon and Mars meeting. That's not going to be till late in the evening on Thursday, but you may feel some of that impatience racking up, some frustrations. When the moon and Mars come together, emotions meet actions. And so we find ourselves acting out our emotions. Sometimes it can be temper tantrum energy. Aquarius is usually a little cooler, but we have some big energies coming in, so you may feel them wanting to break free. I have to tell you, there's 2 songs that have come through for this scope. One is like Billy Joel. I don't even know this song really, but I just keep hearing the one part of the chorus. It's all about soul pop up. Well, I was going to see if I could get a little Luch in the picture, but she skedaddled. So it's all about soul. And what was the other one? It left as I looked at Luch, but we'll see if it comes back. What we're building to be aware of, we're in the dark of the moon, building to a new moon on Sunday. But before that, we have Mars-Uranus square. More of these Taurus, Aquarius squares. And this can definitely be part of some of the money things that we see happening. Now, I want to remind you to go back to the energy mantra. We get to tell our own stories. And that's why it's important not to necessarily jump into everybody's mind fields and the fear waves that are coming around from these things happening. So just keep that in mind with all of this, because what I feel is manipulation, personally. So anyway, let's look at these cards. And I did pull a Rumi card. Top of the cards, trust. Can you trust yourself? This came up in a client reading today too. Learning to trust ourselves. This is part of the Pisces energy. I told them a story about my teacher Khufu, who, was like, do you trust the universe? And we were like, yeah. He was like, do you trust yourselves? No. And he was like, until you trust yourselves, you don't really trust the universe. So keep that in mind with trust. Part of trusting the universe is trusting ourselves as part of the universe. We're also breaking free. Oh, that was the other song. I want to break free. There we go. The Rebel card. And this is part of the overall Aquarius lessons. Breaking free from the paradigm, from the things that we've let rule us, that have these fear waves and mind fields in them. Connecting to our own inner community, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart, to help us move forward, to help us move in soul alignment. That being said, it's exhausting, and this is part of this Moon Pluto energy. That's probably why I'm exhausted. A lot of times Pluto energy comes in, and it just makes me go, Rrr. So that's where I'm at right now. feeling the exhaustion, but you may feel some of that, and it's okay. That's part of the rebellion. That's part of the participation, to learn to rest when we need it. The Rumi card that I have is beautiful. It is from nothing to everything. And the little Rumi prayer is, oh, my friend, if you're longing to be written on, become a blank page. I'm going to read this line because this line just jumped out. Something magical happens, and we participate through presence along with the unfolding story of our soul journey. Hello, yes. We open up to whatever is asked of us. We're willing, right? Presented to us, happening through us as we choose each day to come alive as much as we can. Then, as if by magic, there is something else that occurs, and that would be grace. Rich, real, dripping with goodness and sustenance. Grace. This is the sacred blessing that enables us to pay attention to opening doors rather than closing ones. The divine assistance that lets us know our life is proceeding according to a greater intelligence and plan. Yes. Once we stop thinking quite so much and live day to day, we will be blessed with the realization that our individual life story is so much more extraordinary and perfect than anything we could have summoned, even with our wildest imagination. This oracle comes with guidance for you. You are being asked to let go to receive, to become empty to be filled. This may mean letting go of attachment to a lover so you can receive genuine love. It may be of no longer holding on to a fantasy of your dream job, but of being guided into your most soulful and successful vocation. It may mean letting go of wishes for your body or health to be other than it is, so you can simply get on with living each day, taking steps into wellness without thinking beyond, one day at a time. It is the divine paradox that when we are asked to surrender a story or fantasy, it is because reality is knocking on our door, and more often than not, with the delivery of what we have been fantasizing about, but in the best way for us. I'm going to keep reading this, and I'm going to do the sacred honoring ritual just to support us all in this. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, that your fantasy is dying. It may be painful and bring you much grief, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion of how it must be. This needs to happen so you can stop dreaming and start living it. This is what happens for you now. Do not fear any part of your process. Embrace it without expectation, with trust in your heart that the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy into fulfillment. And the sacred honoring ritual. Place your hands in prayer and bow your head. Say aloud, I choose to trust in the great genius unfolding in my life. I give thanks for the blessings of grace now flowing into my heart. I have no need to know. I trust in the perfection of my being unfolding with innate intelligence and wisdom. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, holds me in this protection, and I accept my destiny with a peaceful and trusting heart. Please help me surrender my stories, attachments, fantasies, and fears that have held me back from living my heart's desires fully. I now choose unconditional trust in the loving genius of life to lead me into my fulfilled destiny now. So be it. And we will end with that. So, you can book a reading if you would like support in these eclipsy energies coming in. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.